Hi engineers, and welcome to another video blog. I trust that you've all had a really successful start to the school year and that you're all focusing with great detail on the conditions that you're putting in place to make sure that your students have a really successful 2013. I wanted to go back to the grassroots a little bit today about the notion of school culture. You see, when I get around schools, I'm often asking people, is school culture important? To which most people furrow a brow and tell me that it's incredibly important, that it's the defining factor between success and failure in schools, and that having a really positive school culture is an absolute imperative for the contemporary school to do really well. And then I ask people, so what is a school culture? And I want to dedicate today's video to the great Dennis Danuto, who's a character from The Castle, who's just about one of my favourite characters of all time. And I get answers much like Dennis provided when he was asked by the magistrate in a court case to describe what the part of the Constitution was that he had a problem with. Dennis's idea of being specific in that area is often the type of response that I get when I ask people what exactly is a school culture. And people sort of start to talk about the vibe and they look sideways and, you know, I'm not quite sure, but I think it might be this. And I think there's a real telling tale in there, and it's not just quite as funny as Dennis in The Castle. And I think what it is that we know that culture is important, but often we're not treating it with the focus and with the intent that it deserves if it is so important. So I want to put out a little challenge to you today. I want to ask you, who is it that's defining culture in your school? Where are the conversations happening that are defining culture? Are there conversations as an artefact of the fact that we are focusing on culture? And what is your contribution to the culture that you're creating at the school? Are the people in your school discussing what type of culture they want, what the hallmarks of that culture should be? And if so, what are the behaviours that fall in behind that, and what are the strategies that make that vision come to a reality? So don't be Dennis Danuto in your teaching this week, and make sure that your leaders don't get the opportunity to be Dennis Danuto either. He's a funny man, but we don't need him in our schools. Have a fantastic week. I'd love to hear your comments below on our Facebook plugin or in the Eduneering hashtag on Twitter, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.